Daytime with Aston Avery, and Stephen Smith is with me. So, Stephen, what should people not be doing with dogs, would you say?
Oh my God, Aston, I want an electric cattle prod to shove where the sun doesn't shine when I see some of the things people do with dogs. Hey, do not jog your dog when it's hot. There are little paws on the pavement. I want to take your shoes off and show you what it's like to jog on a hot pavement. It's so painful for them. Don't take them jogging full stop. They're not bought for you to go jogging. Don't tie them to a bike. They would not like a nice cycle. I want to tie you to a car. The list is endless. Get a dog. It's a commitment. Train it properly. It'll be a lovely family member, and you'll have a great time with it. But it takes work. So do not get a pet to make yourself feel better, or as a little accessory for yourself. It's a commitment. So get a pet and put the work into it, and you'll get lots and lots of fun out of it, and a loyal member of your family.
Exactly that as well. And I have to say, we're going to be chatting more about pets because joining us right now is one of our regulars here, and that's Wendy Turner Webster. Hello, Wendy.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Oh, great, thank you. Do you know, I'm sorry, Wendy, I still managed to miss a question out there before we get started. Conveniently.
Boom.
I notice how my script is sometimes missing. Do you know that Aston's going to the gym regularly now?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at
you do now.
As well as being
how is the gym going,
as well as trying that vegan diet.
Well, either it's still going well. I like it. Yeah, it keeps me getting fit, and obviously well-being's improving as well, which is the best
I
thing
think it's really good what you're doing, but I think it's really funny how you missed that question out.
That's the fun part, really. But Wendy, obviously, how are you and Gary as well? Because obviously the last time I did get to see you in person finally at Stephen's birthday a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That very momentous occasion.
Yeah, and it was a lovely, you know, it was one of the nicest parties I've ever had there, and we raised money for Pink Ribbon Foundation breast cancer charity and Anna Kennedy Online. So it was well worth having a birthday, and I was lucky to have people that are very close to me for years, like Wendy and Gary coming, yourself, Mum. So I had a lovely time. Listen, so but I know you're involved with the charity that Aston and I are very keen on, Viva. So can you tell us what's going on with Viva charity with you? A little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. I've been doing some fairly recently some undercover filming with Viva. So as you know, Viva are a campaigns charity, and they particularly look at the welfare of farm animals. And we've been doing some undercover footage. I think we had some come out last year, but we've been filming this year, and that new campaign will come out shortly. This was at a dairy farm, actually in Wales, which was just a complete horror show. And unfortunately, people think that somehow, you know, when these things come out, that they are somehow a rogue farm, and they're not. You know, this is happening all over the UK, and many of the practices that go on there are just practices of the dairy industry in general. Excuse me. And but this one in particular was bad for all the usual reasons of the calves being immediately taken away from their mothers, because the mothers have to keep producing milk for humans and not their calves like they're meant to. But there was also horrid abuse at this farm in terms of the workers being violent towards the animals. So, you know, and I'm really proud to work with Viva because they never shirk away from, you know, these horrors. And it is difficult. It's difficult enough for me to go and look at these things and be there in them, you know, and see all these things happening and to see all the horrible footage. But, you know, Viva are doing this day in, day out to try and raise awareness. And I say to people, knowledge is power. You know, you have to know what's going on in the world. You have to know what's going on.
Yeah.
In order to get that food onto your plate or into your glass, you know.
not only are you doing a lot for Viva in Ukraine there, I have to say there, Wendy, as well, you're a supporter of Champ Beagle as well. So can you tell us a bit about that to our listeners as well?
Yeah, Camp Beagle is so called because for the last 2 years, animal rights people up there in Cambridgeshire near Huntingdon have actually been camping for 2 whole years now outside what is the UK's largest poppy farm. Unfortunately, it doesn't, the welfare rules that would apply to a normal poppy farm don't apply here because these poppies are being bred in their thousands to go to laboratories, and they're beagle dogs. And the poppy farm in question is called Marshall Bioresources. And if you want to follow Camp Beagle on social media, then please do so, because there's a petition which needs a few more signatures now to trigger a parliamentary debate about why toxicity tests on animals are actually outdated, useless. They always fail when it gets to human trials. And this is just like going back into the dark ages. You know, science has moved on. So this really needs to be addressed, you know, at a really high level. And Camp Beagle just never, ever stop. They send drones up every day, you know, to see what's going on at this poppy farm, which is, I've seen the footage, it's absolutely.
I think you know, Wendy, the word puppy farm glamorizes it a little bit, because it's not really a farm at all. It's just like a factory, more the puppy factories, more the words. And I can't stress enough: go to a rescue shelter to get a dog first, rather than going to one of these places that are, you know, you'll probably get a loyal dog. You know, going and getting one that's been produced like that isn't always the best idea, is it, Wendy?
Well, no, well, I mean, we're talking about two different things, I think, there. I mean, a puppy farm, as in the ones that are breeding for the pet trade,
Yeah.
is different to this one, which is breeding for the pharmaceutical.
Sorry, I didn't realise that. That doesn't need to be quite clear.
The
That's
laboratory testing industries. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's just, we seem to have lost Wendy for a bit there, but obviously.
Oh no.
So with that being said here, Stephen, it's amazing what she's talking about there with like the fact of the beagle camp, etc. here.
You've got this distinction between some animals that are worthy of welfare and others that are not, which to me is just crazy.
I didn't realise that's what you're talking about there. Probably not done my homework. Very naughty. I thought it was.
Don't worry, it's a complex subject.
Yeah, I know about puppy farms, which you produce for a pet trade. But equally, where I always stress to people: go to a Battersea Dogs Home. Go somewhere first of all before going to get one of these commercial pets. He'll probably say get a very, very, very loyal dog. And talking of that, you know, when people go to get a pet, what should they look for to find a pet that's going to fit into your family, and what do you would consider in a dog?
Yes, no, absolutely. Now, you know, if you go to a good rescue centre, I was with actually the Mayhew Animal Home, who are in North London last night, and I do a lot of work with them, and also I'm patron of two dog rescues. One's called Animal Lifeline in Stoke-on-Trent. The other is called Pause to Rescue, who, as you know, Steve and Aston, bring dogs over from Romania, where our dog neuters from. And a good rescue like that will match the person to the dog. You know, they won't let a person have an unsuitable dog. You know, if you live on the 8th floor somewhere, you know, in a small flat, you're not likely to be doing very well with a Great Dane. You know,
Wendy, I can't tell the number of times I've seen that, though. Wendy, I can't tell the number of times I've seen that.
But if you've bought a Great Dane off the internet, or from a breeder, they really don't care where the dog ends up. You know,
it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking to get, to put a giant dog in a one-bedroom flat. And these are dogs.
I mean, see all manner of crazy stuff. But you're absolutely right, Steve. Please, the phrase is adopt, don't shop. And there are so many animals in rescue centres, stuck in rescue centres up and down the country, that they are just desperate to get into a home environment. So please, if anyone out there is thinking of having a dog or a cat or any other animal, please do your research and really try and rescue one.
Please, it's not a vanity project.
Exactly.
It is a life project. Please do your homework, read on it, go to training schools. You don't have to spend, if you haven't got a budget to have a dog, don't have a dog, right? It does take money. You're going to have injections. If you adopt a puppy, you will get the injections as part of the package. Understand, but but it's ongoing. You have to get it groomed. You have to, there's lots of things you need to do. So be prepared for this, rather than saying, "Look, I have a cute puppy." As I said to Aston, I look after dogs now. So at 11 o'clock, when everyone else is going on to that late night club, I need to go home and walk the dog.
Yes, exactly. No, you're right. It's a huge commitment, and I think lockdown actually didn't do the pet trade any favors, because people suddenly thought, "Oh, we're at home, we'll have a puppy." Oh, well, not realizing that a puppy could live to 15 or so years old. And I don't think any of us expected lockdown to last for that long. So it's common sense. A lot of it is common sense. And you're right, do your research, for goodness sake.
So can you tell us a bit about Wendy and Newt's weekly woof there to our listeners as well? We're here, Wendy.
Oh, yes. Wendy and Newt's weekly woof, can barely say it myself, that has come about. It's something I'm going to launch, I think, in a couple of weeks. I've already filmed kind of the first little bit, but I haven't edited it yet. It kind of struck me that because I'm patron of, I think it's 11 animal charities, from really big to really small. And I thought, it's not as effective maybe to give these, charities that I really support, just kind of random mentions all over social media. I thought I should really pull it all together and do something every week, like a 2 or 3 minute clip, which is Wendy and Newt's weekly woof, and it just takes one of the charities every week. And, I tell people about them and say what they're doing, what the latest campaign is, how you can help, how you can get involved, and just kind of put some structure on it. So that's my grand idea. So thank you for asking about it. I'll kind of launch it in a couple of months.
Animal charities, and now you and Anthony have a book coming out about mice, I understand.
Yeah, we stay on the animal theme.
Yeah, well, the animal theme.
Yeah, the book is coming out. It's a children's book, which is coming out at the end of October, and it's called The King's Coronation and the Kohinoor Diamond. So, and the premise is that, on the day of the King's coronation back in May, the eyes of the world were on the coronation, but now you can read the story of what really happened. And this is the adventures of the mice who live on the London Underground system, and how they got back the Kohinoor diamond from one of the royal crowns.
Wow.
Yes, and gave it back to
what
the
a brilliant
Indian community where it so rightly belongs.
When's the book due out?
end of October. So if Anthony and I could come on your show and talk about it when we've actually got our physical copies, that would be
we'll
great.
have you on in October to be sure. That was Aston's next question.
Funny enough, you've answered my question there, but well done for saving me time there.
I'll have you both on at the same time on October. We'd definitely love that, and maybe you could read maybe a page of it for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely, we'll do that. It's just all been, finished off at the moment, and we did have these books out literally about 30 years ago, and just things have moved on now. It's a different climate and what have you. And of course, when they came out originally, there was no Kindle, there was no audio books. We thought, hold on, let's revisit this, and of course a story about the coronation.
That's a brilliant idea. Wendy, I was saying the world has really changed. When I was a child, clowns were something to be really adored and loved. And vampires were something to be absolutely terrified of. And now vampires are cuddly, wonderful creatures that we have Hotel Transylvania, we have Mona the Vampire, and clowns are something to be really frightened of.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has a phobia about clowns.
Exactly.
And your friendly vampire. I remember discovering that vampires could get in through the window through smoke, and holding my window really tightly closed as a kid.
Oh, it scarred you to this day.
I know. Now I'm scared of a clown walking along the road.
So
it was lovely having you on the show. We're going to put on the various charities on the YouTube page, but tell us how people can find you.
Thank you so much. Well, my website is called wendyturnerwebster.com, and from there the social media, has click-throughs. But basically, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you just look up my name, Wendy Turner Webster, you will find me.
And we'll get you Aston's workout video that he's doing for Christmas sent over to you as a present.
Please do. I will love that. Thank you.
Did I agree to that? I will, but thank you once again, Wendy, for joining us today. Thank you.
Aston, it was good fun. Thank you very much.
There you go, Stephen. So how can our listeners find out more about you? And you're back for the school special as well.
School special is going to be great. It's going to be how to prepare your kids for school, how to keep clean. It's going to be a fun show in September. So got some really good guests coming on. As always, it's been great being here. You can get me on Ask Steve, the number 2. Let us see you on Instagram, on Facebook, and my blog. And you can read me in Out News Global, a regular column there, Vows magazine. I'm all over the place.
So Stephen, we'll see you in September for our school special.
Thank you. Bye.